Life at the Tater household was anything but dull. Mary Lena was just getting the hang of juggling two kids and a toddler when, bam, Crispy was off to school before she even had a chance to blink. Meanwhile, Mash discovered a passion for video games while his father, Poe, developed a sudden interest in playing the piano. Midlife crisis or hidden talent? We may never know. Then, in a whirlwind of diapers and exhaustion, Marilena welcomed their fourth child,
Oje cab flow naban. Huh?
Little Golden.
Nubu fashion wabatig.
But as if the chaos wasn't enough, she promptly had another breakdown.
Salam.
Cue the doctor making yet another house call. Mashed was obviously and absolutely thrilled to have a new sibling for about 2 seconds before returning to his games. Poe, on the other hand, was over the moon about their growing family, while the girls continued with their lives. Au Gratin spent hours chatting on the phone with her best friend, but also formed a strong bond with Mash. Crispy, meanwhile, discovered the life changing magic of grilled cheese sandwiches and decided to start helping out around the house. What a champ! Through all the ups and downs, love was the one thing that never ran out in the Tater home. Their nanny had a special way with the kids. The piano was played often, sometimes skillfully, sometimes not so much. And despite the occasional fur flying brawl between stray cats and dogs in the yard, the household itself remained peaceful. As time passed, Mash became a teenager and took on big brother duties, while Crispy followed in Au Gratin's footsteps and picked up the piano. Their home was the place to be, so much so that all their kids' friends practically moved in. And Marilena, she loved it, cooking for a crowd, reading to Crispy, and soaking up every messy, beautiful moment. And just like that, little Golden was suddenly a toddler, ready to bring a whole new level of energy to the already lively Tater house. At the Love House, life was filled with warmth, family, and deep devotion. Lotta cherished her evenings listening to Mai excitedly recount his day. Meanwhile, God made it home just in time to tuck little Yor into bed, his presence a constant source of comfort for his children. But behind the scenes, he was fighting his own battle, pushing himself harder, eating less, determined to put his family's needs above his own. But in a heartbreaking twist, that selfless love came at a devastating cost. In the quiet, early hours of a Tuesday morning, Gotlove passed away. His absence left an unfillable void. He was a devoted husband, a doting father, a man whose love knew no limits. Left behind were his grieving wife Lotta, his two sons, Mai and Yor, and their infant daughter, Gimme, too young to understand the loss, but destined to grow up without the father who would have adored her. Lotta was shattered. The love of her life was gone, and with his absence came waves of unbearable sorrow. The weight of grief was suffocating, and for a time it felt like life had lost all meaning. But with time, healing, and the strength of a mother's love, she found a reason to keep going. Her children. Slowly, painfully, she picked up the pieces. She made the hard decisions like selling Gott's car, a painful but necessary goodbye to something that once carried him home to them. Life moved forward, even when her heart still ached for the past. Before she knew it, Yor had outgrown his toddler years, and Gimme, once so fragile in her arms, was now crawling, growing faster than she ever imagined. Then one day, Lotta caught a glimpse of herself in the mirror. The youthful woman who once held God's hand was gone. In her place stood someone older, wiser, and weathered by time. Silver strands had replaced the deep black fur hair, and the smoothness of her skin had softened into marks of a life well lived. But despite the loss, despite the passage of time, one thing remained: love. The love she gave, the love she received, and the love she carried in her heart for the man she lost but would never forget. And so life went on.